to the system than to believe hore le fatshe ke la modimo le tsotlhe tse holo. You know, Basha ended up trusting on himself and undermining hore setjhaba se ke setjhaba sa modimo. Me ha ile setjhaba sa modimo ho bona le nako ya hore modimo ba tla ba iphelako ya o mamela hore na modimo reng ha ba le letong le bophelo. Now as you are here, it has been a long time. We have been behaving like Basha for a long time. From your branches, regions, provincial, we have this problem of Basha. Now this is what I want to say to you. Make a way. Just make a way. Asa, obey Modimo. Do you understand me? There is Basha, there is Asa. Asa, ha kena boreneng a tseba Modimo. Ha kena pusong a hlompha Modimo. Asa, a tseba hore borena bona ha se ba hae ke ba Modimo. Mme a tseba hore setjhaba se se eteletseng pele se se busang ke sa Modimo. Re a leboha. Modimo a etse hantle. Ketelong. Ha re le conferencing ena. Ha re nele Modimo sebaka. You know, the African National Congress, it's about South Africa. Listen, the African National Congress, it's about South Africa. It's about the radical economic transformation. African National Congress has just one mandate. There's just one mandate. And the mandate is that radical economic transformation. Lastly, let God rule this conference. You know, you think you know too much. And I think you think you can talk too much. And but there is one thing. This country, delivered by the African National Congress, those who have passed, Baukajeno on their shoulders, don't play games. It's about the lives of the people. Not about an individual, but about the life. Kimo asa hama leso vele ka le kate homatho hubusa court ha husabusa mukha hubusa court bikokovich habusa liyo reseria court for repeater hasen tato yaru re undermine overlook the interest of the majority. Imba hama lichena asa mwana Modimo Modimo kala kalena la mwana runa risika kawena runa. Let the church say amen. Let the African National Congress say hallelujah. Yes, be united. We sit Kaja Modimo. Make decisions. Serika Lukisan this country. It is now or never for a woman president to take charge. It is now or never. Amanda. Amanda. Matla. Rale wanda temruti. Bophelo ko wena fela.
empa batho a ba tsebe ba lahlehile ba lahlehelwa ke tsela tadima bomadimabe ba bo basha a re tlohelle taba ena pele re kena mo re sa tlameha ho kena teng hobane se tsatsi la teng. Thank you very much. Ntle le ho ya ka thoko morao le pele re fitile taba eo. We are now going to get the regional chairperson of this big region we used to argue some years ago with the leadership here, that is the region in the center, is the strongest region and so forth and so on. Comrade Jabulani Sikasa, to welcome you. Arabulele Lenjatsa Mudigai. Boba Shaba Mubagai. Batlangwe, Reseifi, Ibertuela Pili. Anza Atla Itukisa. Message of support. It's my birthday. Agna patience. Whatever you're gonna say, put it in your 3 minutes. Thank you very much.
Amandla! Amandla! Viva President Zuma, viva! Viva President Zuma, viva! Viva ANC Women's League, viva! Uzoithola kanjani? Uzoithola kanjani? Phambili ngabasebenzi phambili. Phambili nge-alliance phambili. No, comrades, re ke lebohe ho motsamaisi wa mosebetsi. Ke dumedise ketapele e teng kwano. Ho tswa ka mekgahlelo ka ho fapana, from the ANC National, from the ANC Women's League, from the veterans, from COSATU, from SACP, from SANCO, and the veterans, and other youth formations. Nako e sale re lebelletse has finally come. Re kopa bo mmorutlwe moliletsane. Ha e utlwane hantle? No, re lebohe to the leadership who as the region, re be the host of this important provincial conference. Runa re even if Hunokabali 48 hours, about 12 hours before the national conference, it was a master conference in Aiduli. We want a team, and only one team that is led by only one person to take us through Red Sea, Erisang, to the national conference, no one else. And we're appealing to you delegates, Tsetenkwano, we're very clear. Re makwala tsheshere mrao runa re pele. Re clear hore re batla mang be meta pele. Whether conference u sane kapa next week kapa next year. In this region and in this province. And comrades, we are saying again, Skamrutia Shulo, we have been more than ready as the ANC for a woman president. And there's only one woman president, that is Comrade NDZ. We only want one SG. That is very much progressive. We are saying give Comrade Asa a chance to become the Secretary General. You will see wonders in South Africa. You will see wonders in the African National Congress. This was a tried and tested leader of the Free State. So, let me, on behalf of the regions, thank this leadership, the PEC, for always giving us the guidance and the light to how to run the regions. We wish this conference a success, and we are all welcome. Amandla.
Thank you, Comrade Skasa. Let's now get messages of support. Le ready? Ageruto here. We'll start first by Sanko. Padudi. Bamona Fezledabi. Sanko.
Those are some live visuals from Parys in the Free State, where the ANC Free State Provincial Conference is currently underway. As you saw there before we cut away, Mosebenzi Zwane was currently addressing the members there, and earlier on we saw Ace Mahashule also addressing some of the delegates. We'll have more on this a little bit later on in the bulletin, but for now, a quick break and then more news at the top of the hour.
We pump up your energy, keeping you in action through sports updates while resting at home. This is what's happening in your world of sport every weekend.
In the second half, Kolisi and Jaco Kriel combined well, and Kolisi scored his second try. He was also named man of the match.
Confusion from the West defenders gifted Patosi with a close-range goal.
Osina, you touch for Pagante, it's 1-0! Cato City!
In the 10th round, he pinned a visibly fatigued McGregor on the ropes and hammered the Irishman before the referee stepped in to stop the bout.
He's a tough competitor.
He's a lot more experienced, especially in the layer.
Keep it locked on Sports Live every Saturday and Sunday at 20:30.
Welcome back to SABC News Prime Time. I'm Tabile Ngwato. These are tonight's top stories. A landmark agreement will see the SA Post Office and SASSA working together to ensure that 17 million social grants recipients receive their grants in April next year. No end in sight to the ANC Free State Provincial Conference standoff, court action on the cards. And protests continue in the Middle East over the US recognition of Jerusalem as the Israeli capital. COSATU's second Deputy President Zingiswa Losi has called on the ANC to ensure strict administration of the election process at the party's upcoming 54th National Conference. Losi says this will prevent money exchanging hands and delegates being bought. She was speaking at an ANC Women's League prayer in Durban.
It's just days before the ANC's conference. The party's women gathered to pray for a peaceful conference. While the road to Nasrec has had its fair share of challenges in KZN, members who've been elected as delegates say they are ready, but not without concerns. Some delegates have reportedly said they are being intimidated. COSATU's leaders have called on strict measures to protect delegates.
And we believe that in order for us to do away with delegates that are being bought at conference, the IEC should, amongst its own rules, ensure that what it has always applied in the general elections is applied in this conference of the ANC, that no cell phones must be allowed inside a voting booth.
Losi also hit back at those party members who have questioned Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa.
In lebeletse hore e tla qala ka bohora ya 12 empa ke hona e sa tswa qala metsotso e ka ba 30 e fetileng mme ha jwale tjena re ntse re utlwa melaetsa ya tshehetso e tswang ho bomphato wa ANC ba kenyeletsang COSATU le SANCO mme tebello ke hore he mopremiri kapa yena modulasetulo wa ANC o tla fana ka puo ho lebeletswe barumuwa ba ka banga 600 mme ya emetseng NEC kwano ke letona la matla ibile ele setho sa NEC kapa morumo wa NEC eleng David Mahlobo mme he hara tse dintse re ka buang ka tsona ke hore setho sa PEC ya kwano ibile ele letona la dimine ele msebenzizwane yena o fuwe mantswe a ho keteka letsatsi la haela tswalo la 50 letsatsing la kajeno empa he taba kholo ke hore yo re sa monang ha jwalo fihlela mona ke motlatsi wa modulasetulo eleng Thabo Manyoni o tla hopola hore bekeng e fitileng o na le hara batho ba neng ba ile ba isa yona PEC ena le khotleng mo teng aneng are ho nkuwe ditaba tsane tseneng di ile tsa bua mane PGC eneng e fana ka hore na Free State e batla hore e be mang e o tla ba president ya ANC le hore na ho ye bomang conferenceng ye kholo o ne a le hara batho bano mme ha re mmone kwano letsatsing la kajeno empa hela o le jwalo yena mo premier ibile le modulasetulo leng Isma Khashule o bontshitse hore taba eno ha e bontshe letho mohlomong o ntsa le tseleng le ba bang bao e bang ha ba yo kwano letsatsing la kajeno qetello ke hore re tla utlwa hore na conference ena jwale e tla e kgetha mang o tla hopola hore yena monghadi Isma Khashule o boetse hape o hlwauwe ile e mong wa bao Free State e batlang hore ba kene mane le khotleng le leholo kapa NEC ya ANC ile secretary general kapa mongodi kakaretso mme taba ke hore na ho tla etsahala ke hofe haeba aka kgethuwa ile modulasetulo hape kwano Free State mo tla tseba hore ona le didimo tse ka bang 20 ha esale e ba modulo wa kwano Free State.
Has resorted to go to course in the way of trying to resolve their grievances. As a civic movement, we wish to call upon the organization of the African National Congress to put into place disciplinary measures and try by heart to make sure that they invoke the constitution of the organization and make sure that we put in place organizational discipline. We want to thank the Provincial Executive Committee and the collective led by Comrade Isma Khashule of leading this collective and this organization and the province to the end of today. This conference, it has been long overdue, but we understand, Lady Sanko, there were issues raised through the court that they wanted to destabilize the unity of the alliance in the province. Therefore, I want to call upon the delegates, when you go to your commissions, make sure that among all the issues you want to raise, look into the issue of the distribution of land, the radical economic transformation, the creation of jobs. Most importantly, let us make sure that we come up with resolute measures on how to implement the free education in our country, because we have resolved long over time about the free education. And lastly, the issue of the full implementation of national health insurance. The program director, we felt that Sanko, we must raise these 5 issues to be deliberated by these delegates. We want to wish all the best to the conference delegates, the leadership here, Tamayang, Rato Elewa, Hulukam Sebitro, Moto Yensing, Reboni Bonito Balo Nakao Sebesa Kachata, temeng e fetileng hore re tle re fihle monna re a leboha. Amandla.
Konke. Amandla. A re lebohe Sanko bala batla ba feta. 3 minutes. Kosatu. Amandla.
Amandla. Away, 2.
Comrade Chair of the province and the NEC who are deployed in this conference, in these few minutes allocated to us to extend fraternal greetings to this important gathering of this revolutionary movement, which takes place just few days before the national conference of the ANC. I think it's very important also to say that your conference, comrades, takes place just after you have celebrated the year-long life of our great revolutionary comrade Oliver Tambo. So his legacy lives on. We are very much painful to see these unfortunate challenges that confronted our movement. And we are quite certain that over the past 23 years, comrade, there has been a class realignment within our revolution, such that the ruling class has poised to wrestle and take over the African National Congress so that it serves its own agenda. We are not surprised today that there are these difficulties that we see today, that people want to position themselves to be, above an organization and actually wanting to undermine the majority or the decisions of the majority in an organization, which itself characterized as a lack of discipline. We have been watching very painfully how people have been moving from court every day. Sizawucela uba unobhala akakulekelwe isihlangu ziphelile, because abantu abaphumle emimoyeni yabo because they remain satisfied to wrestle and take over the ANC, even if where it is not due, because there are democratic processes. It's a very painful process that we see that people are prepared to kill the ANC. So we say we refuse to let the ANC to be killed by the people. Hence we have taken a decision that we want to rescue the ANC from its self-destruction. Comrade, one of the key things that we have decided as a federation, as I'm trying to sit down, Comrade Chair, is that we think that the only thing that can save the alliance is when we reconfigure it, such that it now plays a new role in a different material conditions to address the challenges, such as the one that of radical economic transformation, the issue of higher education, the issue of establishment of state bank, and many other important economical issues that we have referred to in the previous resolutions of the ANC and that of the alliance. So we believe that that can save us from this. We lastly want to thank Comrade Chair that the ANC returned back and make sure that the workers who were dismissed in Metsimaholo have been reinstated. We want to thank very much the ANC, even if it was very late, but we thank the ANC for doing that. We want to wish this conference a very successful deliberations, and make sure that when the conference ends, the ANC remains. It's our appeal, comrade, that the ANC must remain. We must remain united, that the ANC must lead the society. Amandla! Away, 2.
abasebenzi spot on. Viva COSATU, viva. Ake rifumane South African Communist Party. Viva SABC, viva. Amandla. Inzeli jwalo leona nzeli emeraro. Watseba mtswalla la kere. Re ska right tseka heta ba eo.
Amandla. Viva ANC, viva. Viva COSATU, viva. Viva Sanko, viva. Long live the undying spirit of grace, and long live. Chair, greetings are included in 3 minutes, I suspect. Let, on behalf of the leadership and structures of South African Communist Party, to greet National Executive Committee members, Bateng Kajeno, greet all structures of the ANC, including delegates, great leadership of COSATU and Sanko, and all substructures of the ANC. The Communist Party received this invitation with warmth. It is important that we share with you that, comrades, we are going to engage you only on 3 points, which we think it will be important as and when the conference continue, you consider. We'll speak about the alliance. We'll speak about the National Democratic Revolution. We'll speak about the economy within the context of the National Democratic Revolution. And will not close discussions with the African National Congress, particularly on issues of theory and practice. It is important that all delegates of the African National Congress to remember that the 1928 International Communist Conference decision in Russia, in Moscow, under the leadership of the Communist Party, it said on South African national question, let the South African Communist Party, the then Communist Party of South Africa, go back to South Africa and build an alliance with African National Congress for the purposes of transforming the African National Congress into a fighting nationalist party. And it is then when this alliance had to be built and born. If there's anyone who will lose when this alliance breaks, it is no one else other than the South African Communist Party. That is why it is important to understand the compulsory nature why members of the Communist Party are compelled to be members of the African National Congress. They are dictated by the theoretical basis that is referred to as the two-stage theory, in which the African National Congress has a fundamental responsibility to build a South African nation. And the Communist Party has a responsibility to build a socialist South Africa. It is this background theoretically that compels members of the party to be members of the African National Congress. And that is why there is nothing that compels members of the African National Congress to be members of the party. Why this alliance is important, comrades? Why this alliance is fundamentally important, especially in difficult conditions like now? It is important to appreciate that the mode of operation of African National Congress and the Communist Party since 1928, comrades, the model is outdated. The model must be updated. The model requires what the party, importantly, together with the leadership of Sanko, leadership of COSATU, and now leadership of the African National Congress, have learned to accept that the alliance has to be reconfigured. And we believe, leadership, chairperson of the ANC in the province, you will help us in the incoming 54th National Conference of the African National Congress to ensure that the reconfiguration paper of the alliance it finds space in the conference of the ANC. Because if the reconfiguration of the alliance, comrade, does not receive the necessary and urgent reply from the structures of the ANC, more mess will follow. Precisely because conditions have changed. African National Congress must respond to different conditions as the leader of alliance, as the leader of society. The nature of our interaction in society, from class point of view, it has dramatically changed. We must adapt to this development. The National Political Council is working on a paper, and we hope it will find this expression. Why is the ANC, comrades, the leader of the alliance? It is important that we remind each other on this development and this history, treasure. The ANC is a leader of the alliance because it possesses in its DNA a capacity classically to lead society on the basis of its class character being the multi-class. The ANC was not going, comrades, to be able to lead South Africa if it was a class party. It possessed this capacity because it represents both the working class, it represents both the capital itself in its system. Because its responsibility is to construct a new South Africa. And in doing that, you need to lead these different class forces into one basket and provide leadership. But the moment the ANC starts to denounce the working class, that will be the end of the leadership of the ANC in society. The moment the ANC starts to denounce capital, that will be the moment of the end of the African National Congress. And it is important because we don't have time as the treasure stands to begin to reflect on the wide monopoly capital that the ANC has been raising over the past. The ANC inherently does not have capacity to be a class party. It can't convert monopoly capital into a race issue. Because monopoly capital, whether black, brown, or pink, it constitutes a crisis for South African development. And it can't be correct that we will insult the white monopoly capital in replacement of the black monopoly capital. Monopoly capital constitutes a problem. As I conclude, Chair, this must not be seen as an end of discussion, comrades. The Communist Party wants to engage structures of the ANC on this matter thoroughly, because apartheid has done the same, instituted monopoly capital on the race lines. We can't, in the democratic dispensation, under the leadership of the ANC, begin to imply a new black monopoly capital. It can't be correct. Because monopoly capital, black or white, is a crisis. Please consider, comrades, please consider the request of the party for a further engagement. And the African National Congress that is leading the party has an obligation to listen to the party and provide party with leadership. That is what is important. And as you go to your conference, comrades, unfortunately the time is limited. We appeal to the structures of the ANC to balance the importance of policy in your conference, comrades. To balance the importance of program in your conference, comrades. To ensure that the kind of membership that we'll have post-54th National Conference, it will be the kind of membership and leadership that will be able to respond to the complex conditions that we are confronted with. And beyond everything, we want to wish you, when we say from the Chairman Mao, the organs of state must practice democratic centralism. They must rely on the masses at all times. And their personnel, revolutionary forces, must service our people. We wish you a successful conference, comrades. And we hope you'll come out of this conference more united, more programmatic. Amandla!
Amandla, comrades, I am going to appeal to you, all of you, We are not going to howl any comrade or any speakers who have agreed. My simple understanding of alliance, ke mahata mo. Abatswane batho bana. Batlamile ba tsamaye mo. So I know about the crisis. I can assure you, comrade, Artswela Pile. Ageringe Bomme Women's League. Wow, Tinta Matota. Oh. Wow, Tinta Bafazi.
Aye, Commodore. Viva ANC, viva! Viva! Long live the alliance, long live! Alibongwe! Igama lamakhosikazi! Royal Lions Roar! Matla! Kerona! Thank you, Program Director. What we are busy doing here, there is nothing new in it. It's one of the processes and the activities of the African National Congress. Starting from the branch activities, the province is where we are now. Looking forward to go to the national conference. Program Director, comrades, I just want to remind ourselves that the oath of the ANC doesn't say we, it says I, Olim Lamle. I solemnly join the ANC without any expectation of material things. We need to remember that. Comrades, there are important documents that we need to worry about. The Freedom Charter, the NGP, the AU agenda, and the global agenda. The leadership that we are going to put today, even at national conference, we want the leadership that will ensure that we as women, young people, and the disabled are given space to act in that platform. We also have, as women in this country and in the world, the STIDO document, the Convention on the Elimination on Discrimination Against Women. And you see these men that continue to discriminate women. And you see these men that are always perpetrating domestic violence. And some of them, they are very rich. Women are suffering in their homes. Women are belittled. We still live, comrades, in the patriarchal society. We are condemning bontate bana ba kgalang ba rapang basadi every day. O sa tsebe gore na wa ba sa ikopela. Comrades, we are supporting and we condemn all those that are not respecting the pieces of legislation that are really protecting women and children. We want to thank the African National Congress that is honoring and assisting and supporting us in implementing the policy of 50-50. 50%, no one is making favor for us. Is the policy of the ANC. We need to influence even government to make sure that women of stature, women that are credible, women that are making change to be considered even in strategic positions. The leaders of the ANC, we thank you very much in supporting us in our campaign. And in this conference, we as the Women's League, bravely so, we have nominated Comrade Ace Makashule as the incoming chairperson in this province. And Comrade Nkosazana Zuma as the leader of the ANC, not only as a woman. And therefore, we are saying to the African National Congress, side by side with you, the leadership of the Women's League, we support this conference, we wish you the best conference, and we say, Alibongwe.
Comrades, at this moment, I can give a lot of buteng hararuna mo ba province ya Bokoni Bophirima. The People's Province, Mokwaledi, Comrade Dakota. I go hantle kom. I go pick up. Udumedise hantle jangwe fel.
Amandla. IT Freestata IT. I kopane Freestata I kopane. Viva President Jacob Zuma, viva!
Gena he Mokwaledi ising parapara. Ke Mokwaledi ifella mota bate. Parapara re tla bua ka yena. Antse masiwa wela. Ne ke re fela le skela re abuse haholo. Antse le fana ka message of support. Message of support o tlhalosa fela hore we support this conference. Thank you. Sit down. Youth League. Amandla, Youth League, Amandla.
Amandla. Viva ANC, viva. Viva ANC Youth League, viva. Viva ANC Women's League, viva. Viva Kosatu, viva. Viva SACP, viva. Viva Sanko, viva. Viva Sasko, viva. Viva Kosas, viva. Comrade Treasurer and the leadership, thank you very much. Within this highly minimized 3 minutes, we also want to say we wish you well as the conference, the highest decision-making body in the province. The Congress that is seated today, which is unfortunate, it had to be delayed because other people think that they can elect their leadership in the Free State High Court in Bloemfontein when they were supposed to be here. We wish to remind them that if Batlile to the ANC because they think they will lead at all costs, they are at the wrong place. People must go and join and participate in the leadership in the branches. If organizational processes did not favor you, there is no court in the country that will install you as a leader. We need to remind them that in the ANC, leaders emerge, are identified, and are elected. There is no leader who's installed by a court order. They can try all their means, but ultimately the organization will triumph, and organization will remain solid, will not be shaken. The problem of the character amongst all of them, they think that they have a birthright to lead the ANC. The problem of these hooligans, Mutuna na Haike Joanna ANC, I must be the leader. There are many leaders amongst all of us. There are many leaders who are not in position. So those hooligans, ANC must reject them. The whole collective. We are going to appeal to the new elected leadership, Haikata Udula, Kadi 17 or the 18th of this month, to start to attend and ensure that all of those hooligans and powermongers are expelled out of the African National Congress. ANC must cleanse itself because while people are busy destroying the ANC from inside, Habalwanela Ditulo, we continue to have the challenge of the white monopoly capital that seeks to destroy this country. Nako ere spendangele koto is a time that we're supposed to be busy fighting and advancing the most progressive agenda of radical economic transformation. Comrades, it is not a secret, and we will never be misled, that South Africa in its character has always had a race colonization. It is for that reason that we have identified that in South African condition, we have a colonization of a special type, where it has a race as its character. So we cannot allow to be misled that just because people continue to imagine that certain people, because they are black, they may be rich, and then they want to use that imagination to distort the reality that we have white monopoly capital, because the economy of South Africa, it is still white dominated. You look at all the sectors of the economy, they are white dominated. Show us any sector of South African economy which is dominated by black. There is none, including the transport sector, where you still think that the taxis are owned by blacks, which is not there. The entire sector of transport, it's still owned by white people, your Imperial and all others, and your Balo world, who are white. That is a fact, it's not imagination. We reject the notion of angry people who, because they have a problem with black people continuing to amass wealth, they want to mislead us to say those people is because they are now trying to, or the country or the ANC is trying to create black monopoly capital. There is no such a thing called black monopoly capital. That notion must be rejected as nonsense. It's an angry notion which is baseless, which continues because it has its base. Because people who continues to say that there is no white monopoly capital, if you look within them, you will find that they are just the loudtailers of the same white monopoly capital. They are those people who are just a rent crowd. Because Abo Rupert and all of those white people, they have injected, they are still suffering from the apartheid syndrome, because apartheid dealt with the black people in their minds. When they see a black person starting to prosper, at the back of their mind, they see anything wrong with it. So we want to say we reject it as the African National Congress Youth League. We want the ANC in its conference to continue to now speak about implementation. As young people of this province, we are tired of poverty. As young people of this province, we are tired of being the beggars from the white people. As young black people of this province, we are tired that corruption is only meant to be understood, Huri is a black thing. Big companies, including this week, they have committed fraud and corruption. It was called accounting irregularity. That is nonsense. Corruption is corruption, whether it's done by white or black. And we call upon our governments to act accordingly. The money of the public servants' pensions has been misused through fraud by Steinhoff. Not long ago, we're speaking about Christo Wiese, who was benefiting a lot from that shady deal between Mango and SAA. We didn't see Media 24 making the headline with it. White people are the biggest corrupt sector in this country. White people are the most corrupt, but because the media which they control, it continues to protect them and portrays blacks. Haleleba Twaba Suleka Valley, Leka it's a cover quoting ya quotation of 5,000. Corruption. Coalition. ANC out of that Congress in Nasrec must come out very clear that the competition laws must be clearly amended, and we want to see those employees whom when we normally resolve, we know we are happy now that Papa action is coming. Ministers must run Comrade Ace when we become the SG. This thing that people will go and sleep there in Cape Town, it must end now. Young people must go and fill those numbers to take over these young people who are creating anarchy in Cape Town. We want the ANC to renew itself. And out of this Congress, lastly, Comrade Treasure, people who are part of the leadership, the current one that is outgoing, they must know that there is no automatic re-election into the PC. People must be re-elected on the basis of how they were serving the ANC. If people thought that it was a holiday or it was a status to be a leader, they must know that this Congress will reject it. Young people must elect people who respect the decisions of the ANC and implement them to ensure that young people are the ones that are major beneficiaries. Young people must be the ones that are going to be taken out of poverty. So we're saying whoever who's the mayor now, who's the MEC, who's the premier all over, after Nazareth on the 20th, people must be ready to run. Amandla!
Amandla, away too. Now, comrades, ke bona o bua ka di ministers batho ba yema mara so o bua ka di mayors le ba bang kutlwa ba sa ba tsholofatse ke le bona a re nke Veterans League molao ntse le ona la ke sa bue tsela ntse le yona ke ba baholo Veterans League
Viva ANC, viva! Comrades, ke leboa sebaka se ke se fuang ke program director hore re tlo le dumedisa re le lakaletse mahlonono a hore le sebetse gabotse mo conference-eng ye ya rona. Ha ke qeta hore jwalo ke ise tlhompho o boetapele bo teng kwano ba national, ba province le ba di region. Ke be ke le hopotsa ka pelenyana hore struggle sa rona ha e sale se le boima sentse se tswella se etswa boima ha se sale boima se etswa boima ke batho ha ke utlwisisi hore na ha ba bona hore na ho no ho le thata jwang nakong ya ho feta ha ba tlo thatafatsa dintho ka nako ye di tlamehang ho ba bonolo. Nakong ye boetapele ba rona bo ne bore bulong ka dithunya bolwana re ne re ba botsa dipotso tse sa feleng re re di lo lwana kae ha ona dithaba mona ha ona difate le tla ipata kae ba re ipata ka batho ha re ipate ka difate le dithaba ba e hlola eno ntwa ba feta ho yona ba kene ho ye nngwe jwale ya batho ba o sa utlweng hore na ho thwe ba tseka eng ha re so utlwe le ka shekole na rona ba tseka eng fela ba lwana botshelo mtsiare rona re thabile ka shekole na ha re dutse mana re tshwile ntse re thothomela re re ka ba conference e tla qala ka shekole ke ena ya qala re le ka letsa mahlonono akwa le ba jwetse ntle le phela le bona batho bana hore he la tloela go hula-hulana tjena lona le a senya ntwene ya hula-hulana tjena ha hona mo e ba isang teng e diaisa rona e sitisa merero ya mmuso le mokgatlo wa rona ho etsa ditaba o di lokisa batho ba bala mona ba bala ba utlwa ntho di sele mo ba balang teng ha ba utlwisisi ntho ngotsong bono ba di toloka mona ntse re ba mametse ba re tolokela ntho tse ba di badileng ka reverse ke a le leboha
Amandla, comrades, a re lebohe messages of support. Next time I direct a program, ke tla itlisa ka Sesotho taba eo le siZulu umlayeza ukwenza njani ukuxhasa hayi baba nami ngiyakuseka nje ngiyabonga ngihlale phansi re utlwile I think in the commissions as a family we'll deal with these issues and come with a common position that will take to the national conference. I've not said anything, I've just directed the program. We now are going to give this opportunity to our leader in the province to address us. But before he does that, let me recognize the presence of the NEC leadership amongst ourselves. Comrade Mahlobo, Nzanale Runamo. We all know that Comrade Mashinini is also an NEC member that is deployed here. As we recognize the NEC members, we also recognize the presence of Comrade Mahlobo and the presence of Comrade Colin Maine. He has reminded me, Yanaki NEC, Nansekele province. We are also joined by our national organizers here, led by Comrade Mandla. Lebao beksa babonang kitane ke le tshulele hanyane bangolo re ne le teng le lona. At this moment, let us pause and get the response to your messages. You have written letters. Now it is time for your letters to get a response. As the chairperson of the province, Atamela, I'm sure Regamu Pizza Gango, Mama. Aramu Pizza Gangoma, Comrade Ace, Atorifa political report. Agaru Gangoma.
Amandla. Long live the ANC, long live. Long live COSATU, long live. Long live SACP, long live. Long live SANCO, long live. Long live ANC Youth League, long live. Long live ANC Women's League, long live. Long live Veterans League, long live. Amandla, Matla, long live the spirit of Oliver Tambo, long live. Long live the spirit of Oliver Tambo, long live. Long live President Jacob Zuma, long live. Long live. Long live President Jacob Zuma, long live. Long live. Comrades, let me take this opportunity to recognize and appreciate the presence of our NEC members. I'm sure they are busy with some of the issues. Comrade Mahlobo, a member of the ANC, NEC, as well as the NWC, and Comrade Sam Mashinini, a member of the National Executive Committee of the ANC, deployed in this province, and the President of the ANC, Youth League, and all our comrades, the Deputy President of SANCO, nationally, Deputy President Comrade Mathabo Leeto, leaders of the PEC, the Secretary, the Treasurer here, the Deputy Chairperson in his absence, the Deputy Secretary and the Secretary. The leadership of the Alliance, the Chair and the Secretary are here, of COSATU, leadership of the party, leadership of SANCO, the Youth League, as well as the Veterans League and Women's League. Our guest comrades, our dignitaries, Baruti Warona, Borakwe Bobalinte Monagajenule, branch delegates, our organizers nationally and provincially, comrades and friends, the leaders of the basic unit of the ANC, the branch leadership. Unzima lomsebenzi ufuna amajoni. Unzima lomthwalo ufuna simanyane. Unzima lomthwalo ufuna simanyane. Unzima lomthwalo ufuna simanyane. Asikhatha noma siyathukwa sisimisele nkululeko. Asikhatha noma siyathukwa sisimisele nkululeko. Amandla unzima lomthwalo, comrades. We start our conference by conveying our heartfelt condolences for the passing away of one of our veterans, the veteran of our struggle, Comrade Lalo Chiba. And this comes only 2 weeks after burying another stalwart and veteran, Comrade Wesi Siekwe. And I will ask the House to rise up so that we remember these fallen heroes of our struggle. Let their spirit continue, comrades, to bless our fight for a better life for all. I thank you. Let me also take this opportunity to thank all the comrades and leadership, especially the leadership branches of the ANC who made us win and retain all our awards in Metsimaholo. Those are the wards where the support of the ANC has always been. So, comrades, you have won. You have won. You must never be demoralized by the formula. You have won. Even in the PR, the majority of voters
in Metsimaholo have chosen the ANC because the ANC is leading even in terms of PR votes. The ANC is leading in terms of PR votes. The ANC is leading in terms of the number of votes we have won. Those other 5 votes are traditionally white votes. And that's why you can see that the character of the ANC, and there is a need for us to work very hard so that we retain the character of a non-racial organization. We are not an organization of black people. We are an organization of South Africans. We have fought hard. We have fought against apartheid colonialism. We have fought hard, comrades, to achieve a better South Africa where we don't know color. Color to us doesn't mean anything. We treat human beings as human beings. And that's why in the Freedom Charter we have indicated that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, black and white. And we shall have to live through our actions and activities, programs of actions. We shall have to ensure that we go to the drawing board, because there is no organization in this country which will actually fight for non-racialism like the African National Congress. We're not fighting for multiracialism. We are fighting for non-racialism. And that's why we need to move forward. We are meeting here today to make a reflection on the work that we did in the past 4 years as the provincial leadership. This is a meeting of branches to do critical assessment on the state of the organization in this province, the capacity to carry out the vision of the National Democratic Revolution, and its performance in that regard. As we meet here today, comrades, we find ourselves with challenges created. Challenges created because people still don't understand the African National Congress. And that's why we shall have to create a lot and conduct a lot of political education. Because today, as the veteran was saying, people today read books. People today go into a lecture room. You can read any book and understand it differently. You can only understand it when you sit down and engage with others. You'll understand. We can read the Bible and we understand the Bible differently. You can interpret it differently because philosophy. Now, people read books. The character of the ANC is that one of the pillars is that of the mass character. You can't emerge from nowhere. You are supposed to emerge out of struggles of our communities. And once you have emerged out of struggle of communities, you are then mobilized into an organization. And once you are mobilized into an organization, you are no more an individual because you belong to an organization. And in this case, the organization is the African National Congress. Have your views and different views, divergent views. But once you are here, you are no more in that community, in that society. You are part of the ANC. If you belong to a church called Methodist or ZCC, you do what the members of that church do. If you belong to Orlando Pirates or a Stokvel, even the Stokvel has its own constitution. You are directed by that and you join any Stokvel as well as the ANC, you join it voluntarily. Now, nobody is bound by all means to say, noma kanjani, this ANC belongs to me. Even if we need one person, comrades, one person in the ANC is important. And maybe it leads to these qualities of leadership. A leader of the ANC does not behave like a member of the ANC. A member is something else. And a leader does something different from what the member does. A leader of the ANC, and you must look at President Jacob Zuma. People will remember Comrade President Zuma when he's no more there, the president of the ANC. In the ANC, if you look at the tradition and culture of the ANC, and you look at its leadership, whether it's Walter Sisulu, whether it's Oliver Tambo, whether it's Jacob Zuma, patience. Patience. Even when we want to ask President Bayaktuga, he takes his time. Patience. Tina Sejahile, we want to deal with things, fire a comrade tomorrow. No, it doesn't work that way. The politics of the ANC has always been about persuasion. We engage and we discuss. And when we differ and we have different views, we continue engaging. And if you belong to an organization, even if you are part of the alliance, we discuss issues and we debate until we have convinced one another that this is the correct position. And the alliance is an alliance not of like-minded people, because the ANC is not COSATU. COSATU is a trade union. The ANC will not be SACP, because SACP wants socialism. The ANC is an organization of everybody. It's an omnibus. It has Christians, it has capitalists, it has bourgeoisies, it has the rich and the poor, the Jews and Gentiles. Members of SACP in the olden days, not today, in terms of the character of the party, you know, in the past, before you become a party member, you are supposed to have been nourished and grilled in the politics of the ANC. And once you understand the politics of the ANC, and you are grilled and nurtured, they will then identify you as there are battles, festival of ideas. You are nurtured, and they identify you. After the unbanning, the party became a mass party. Even angry people joined the party because they are angry against the ANC. And then when angry people join the party, then there will be this tension. Because they are angry, they have lost positions in the African African Congress, African National Congress. Some of them were mayors, some of them were MPs, some of them were... Now, when they lose these positions, they think that the ANC no longer wants them. They don't think about many comrades who, even since 1994, who have struggled for freedom, who are unemployed and very poor. They don't think about those comrades. Theirs is deployment come first. And that's how the ANC character is changing. And when you engage with comrades, comrades engage with, not with humility. You won't debase comrades by not going out to the media. The character of the ANC And all these members I'm talking about and alliance partners are members of the ANC. So the character of the ANC is that you discuss issues internally. You don't act like an agent provocateur, where you provoke people, where you tell people you are going to fire them. You don't act that way. It's anti-ANC. It shows the non-understanding of the ANC, the majority politically. Because in the olden days, cadres of the party are supposed to be the most advanced cadres. When there is a crisis, there should a honey emerge. When there is a crisis, a Joe Slovo emerge. Where there is a crisis, there is J.B. Marks and Moses Kotani, true revolutionaries. And then they engage the leadership of the ANC. But these tensions have been there over years. During the time of Nelson Mandela, these tensions have been there. During those years of the 1940s, they were there. These tensions were there even after the unbanning of the ANC. I remember one meeting where Joe Slovo Nelson Mandela said to the Communist Party, "You are here. You can go and do whatever you want to go if you want to go and contest election." That was 1993. And there was a Walter Sisulu who had to come in and say, "Break, please." And after break, the great Nelson Mandela came back and he was cool. So these fights you see, don't think there has been contest in the ANC over years. So you must allow anybody, comrades, that's the character of the ANC, to contest. Its constitution of the ANC says you have a right to be elected. And you also have a right to elect. There is no position reserved for anybody. No, it's no culture like that. If we elect you, it's because we as branches, the basic unit, have seen quality in you. So there are people who want to claim leadership at all times. Hey, it's us who have elected you. There are no kingmakers here. Kingmakers are branches of the ANC. Those are kingmakers. And in this province, we have not spent money buying people. In this province, we have not spent money buying people. So the character of the ANC have changed because it's about material things. Because conditions, that's what Karl Marx says. Conditions determine our tempo and pace of struggle. The conditions then, when the ANC was banned, those conditions and material conditions are not the same as conditions today. The Communist Party of China does not operate like the Communist Party of South Africa. The Communist Party of South Africa and China does not operate like a Communist Party of Cuba. Material conditions dictate what's going to happen on the ground. And that's why, comrades, we have to address those challenges of unemployment, inequalities, as well as poverty. Because those are the things which are facing our people. We must stop fighting and thinking about ourselves. And we must think about the African National Congress. Selflessness is one of those characters in the past. Do we still have that question? I must pose a rhetorical question. Are we still selfless? Are we still committed? Are we still dedicated to pursuing the ideals which we have actually fought for during those days of apartheid and days of struggle?
Are we still committed, comrades, to internally discuss and debate issues? Because it's about money now. All the people, we have about 8 court cases now. We have all won all 7 and we lost 1. Everybody, and this is what the National Executive Committee was saying, all these people who are in court today, they have the best senior counsels, they go to good lawyers, and these guys don't have a cat, a dog, a house, a cat. They have nothing. And that's why we want to go to court. We're not going to leave this fee. If we have to sequestrate them, we are going there. So that if we have to attach, what can we attach from somebody who does not work, who has nothing? Where do they get the money from? And in the whole country, Basha, in the whole country, this province of the Free State, this is where they put millions. They put millions in the Free State because they thought that they could divide us. The masters were told that the Free State is divided. And they were given space in the media. Consciously. Wherever they go, even if they go to Botterville and address 24 people in the community hall, even if they call a special consultative conference of 40 people, they were given space. And when we talk about good things the ANC government has done, we are not given space. When we expose service delivery, which we have done in the Free State, we are told we are wasting money. Why shouldn't our people know and understand what this government of the ANC has done since 1994? One of the leaders of the ANC said to me, Comrade Ace, you know what? You guys and the leadership of the ANC, from President Jacob Zuma, is being attacked every day. You are being told this and that. They write about you every day. They repeat lies every day. They repeat it every day. Their intention is to demoralize you and make you look at yourself and say, am I still doing the right thing? Heban, is the ANC still on the right track? Heban, as leaders say, they want you to doubt yourself. And once you lack confidence, the ANC is gone. The ANC is gone. Look at it, comrades. Just look at it, man. Look at it. Demoralize the ANC. Talk bad about the ANC every day. Talk bad about you as an individual. You have stolen money. Mayor so and so, you have stolen money. They repeat it. It's in the Facebook. It's all over social media. The intention, you are on the right course. Black brother, continue with what you are doing because you have chosen that route. And once you nest, and once you doubt yourself, there is no ANC. So you must lead with confidence. You must work and walk with confidence. You must ooze with confidence. You must feel that you are a leader of the ANC, even at the branch level. Baskaba ukoba, you must stand firm and straight. Many people who are poor recognize recognize and appreciate what you are doing as the leadership of the ANC. Don't worry about the colonizers of yesterday and yesteryear. Don't worry about them. That's how they treated you even during apartheid times. Why do you worry about them today? Because they will never change. They've never accepted. They've never accepted. And that's why I want you to read this book of Steve Biko. You must buy that book. It's just cheap. It's 200. It's almost 200 rand, 198. I write what I like. And I always see these black people who think that they have arrived, who now stay in town, and I'm not attacking them because many leaders here and some of you here stay in town because we fought against Group Areas Act. South Africa belongs to all who live in it. There's no place for white, there's no place for black, it's a place for South Africans. People could not be black judges, black magistrates, black premiers, African. Our dignity is back. Yeah, black man, your dignity is back. Don't reverse the gains of the revolution. There is an intention to reverse all the things we have done by lying to people. Because there is no way in Metsimahulu or in any township, there's no way we'll actually pave all the roads. There is no way we'll put every house electricity. There is no way we'll take everybody to university. They have failed and excluded us as black people. Now they want to claim that they can represent us for more than 350 years. We have fought for a free motion and free movement, freedom of expression. We have fought for that. We want journalists to write what they want to write, but we want journalists to be objective. Objective. When I say this, they must quote me and not misquote me. When I say this, they must not twist. We want journalists who research and show that they are researchers and they are educated and literate, so that we can enter that battle of ideas. We don't want people who are just told, just like this Paul, who was just given things. You remember there is this guy who wrote a book about Zuma, President Zuma. And now the man is confessing, no man, I was given this thing to write there, I put it in the book, he must read the papers. They gave him information about SARS information. They will do these things. Move on. Lead with confidence. But one of the characters of an ANC leader is to lead with humility. Leader kabu ikoko beso le respect. Because if you don't do so, comrades, if you think that one person who has turned against the ANC, you don't want him, then you are narrowing the base of the African National Congress. With us, lebaheteni reababat. With us, lebaloi reababat. With us, we want everybody. And that's why when you are a leader, don't be afraid to go to the public and say, I'm sorry, I apologize. When you have done something wrong, if you have done anything to a comrade, I will be the first to say when comrade says, Comrade Ace, this is what you have done to me, I will be the first to say, I'm sorry. But you must never be misled by any PEC leader. And here is the PEC, to say the decisions are taken by certain individuals. This PEC will confirm to you that every decision, and we have never voted.
in the PEC. We discuss until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And when we come out there, there is a collective decision. If you had a different view, now in terms of the ANC character, culture and tradition, you abide by the views of the majority. You were persuaded. And you are supposed to be the first even to go out and defend the resolutions of the African National Congress. And this is what Comrade S.G. Mantashe says. Yabona ke Comrade Ace. Yazwa, bengena le view le, ngafika lana. Yanshaya NEC yathi, magiphuma la, ngibeke position ye-ANC. I put it with a straight face. Because now it's no more about me. It's a position of the African National Congress. And that's why Gwede Mantashe, as Secretary General, would go to Metsimahulu and campaign, even though he's a member of the Central Committee of the Communist Party. He will go and campaign on behalf of the African National Congress. Do you see the contradictions? But these are contradictions in the struggle. You must not be angry and rush. We must deal with these contradictions. In classical terms, Marxist terms, variki negation of negation. Unahana these contradictions, they are rututa kantino, they are healthy. In fact, will emerge even stronger as the alliance in the province will emerge stronger. Don't be demoralized by participation of SACP in Metsimahulu. It is an independent party. We are all independent comrades. Ours is just to engage. If comrades come with configured, reconfigured alliance, we will engage. We're not going to say, oh, okay, we agree with you. If it makes sense, we will engage and adopt it. But we will also say to comrades, what is this fee? How do you understand it? We understand it this way. And comrades must also be persuaded. There is no fixed position. And if we differ, and you take your own line and stance, you have a right to do so. That's how we understand the politics of the ANC. So we must be patient. We must not rush to deal with people. Here we have been patient, man. 8 cases. And we still talk to these comrades. We engage them. But why do you go to court? No, but, hey, man, I didn't know, man. I'm sorry, I apologize. I was duped into this fee. Don't repeat it, comrade. Because there are people who make as if we, branches of the ANC, nationally, and especially in this province, we don't like Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa. They forget, deliberately so, that it is us, Free State, Mpumalanga, KZN, and Northwest, who propelled in 2012, when Kosatu and Party was saying, Cyril Ramaphosa is part of monopoly capital. It's us. It's us. And we have reminded them in the National Executive Committee, it's us. And it's us who went to Comrade Cyril 30 minutes before elections. It was us who went to Comrade Cyril and said, we want you as deputy president of the ANC in 2012. What has suddenly changed? If we have suddenly changed, say no, yes, we now understand that Comrade Cyril in 2012, now it's not 2012, is no more part of monopoly capital. Say so. And that's why we must put him there. Don't come with these arguments of the deputy president in terms of the culture and tradition. Which culture and tradition? Because we have always voted. Always voted. And that's why, comrades, even in the document of the ANC as we go to national conference, we are going to talk about monopoly capital versus white monopoly capital. Because the minority view in the NGC, which people want to turn now into majority view, the majority view in the National General Council said there is existence of white monopoly capital. But we said there are options. We did not say to this comrade who says there's no color when we discuss this. We said, no, it's fine, and it is still going to be discussed. And comrades must just listen to the majority view, and the majority view in the national conference, 54th national conference, must prevail. The majority view must prevail. And once the majority view has prevailed, we toe the line. That's how we have been taught and baptized in the African National Congress. You toe the line. It's no more about your individual position. It's no more about your party position. It's no more about the ANC position. It's the position of the movement. And outside there, as an independent structure, whether you are Sanko or anything, you still have a right to your views until we persuade you to understand the Freedom Charter. And it is the ANC which has made comrades to understand that there is a document called the Freedom Charter. During those years of struggle of the United Democratic Front, the organs, rudimentary organs of people's power, we engaged the workerists and we changed their minds. And they finally adopted the Freedom Charter in 1985. That was the emergence of COSATU. We influenced the trade union movement to align itself with the African National Congress. So we have struggled. These things did not just come. And then people today say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I can tell you in this province, we have worked very well with COSATU, with SACP, with SANGO, with the ANC Youth League, with the Women's League, with the Veterans League. We have worked so well for all the years. For all the years. At times when people become mechanical, they want to remind you that, no, we are not working well, no. They forget that we have meetings and we have minutes of meetings, we have decisions. When we have deployment committee, it was a collective decision in terms of deployments. Whatever we have done, we have worked together. So we can't be suddenly be divided by contestation at Metsimaholo. It can't, that thing can't divide us. It's a non-issue. It's a non-issue. We must still look at ourselves as leadership of the Tripartite Alliance plus SANCO and say, where did we go wrong? And further engage, persuade one another with no arrogance. The problem of leadership today is arrogance. Because other people are not educated, comrade. Education is something else. To be educated is something else. And to be certificated is different. And to think that you know when you don't know, because you have not engaged other views, is dangerous. Because you believe in your own views. You think you are always right. Not in the ANC. Not in the ANC. That's why you go to court when the ANC says these are internal processes. But we'll change our constitution. There are constitutional amendments. Tomorrow we'll be discussing constitutional amendments. And I know part of the constitutional amendments is that if we want to take you out as a councillor or public representative, we should just have a right to say, Comrade Ramokhosa, get out of the legislature. Comrade S, resign as a premier. Because that position is not your position. It's the position of the ANC. But when people fail, because those who are arguing that we must do away with the PR, proportional representation, is those who have lost power. Yeah, my comrade. Bana ba lositseng power. Ba lositseng bo masipala ba bona, ba lositseng power in the ANC. Ba se ba se leaders today. Ke bona who are arguing to do away with proportional, but the president they had against when they were in the ANC, they were not propelling such ideas and views. Now they are not ministers, now they are not premiers, now they are not mayors, now they have lost power. They are not leadership of the ANC. They are saying, no, it will be good if we change our system. The leadership which will come into the ANC after 1620 December must be a leadership which is going to focus on what the Mangaung Conference adopted. Radical economic transformation. Radical economic transformation. It's your resolution. There is white monopoly capital. Because if we say there is no color, race, show us one black who's black capital. Show us one black who owns the means of production. Show us. Tell us who owns property, who owns land. And one of the resolutions, by the way, of Mangaung, and all of us did not see it, and the president quoted it in one meeting. It says, we will take back the land without, we will expropriate the land without compensation where it was taken unlawfully. What is wrong with that? So, the leadership which will come into leadership must implement our conference resolutions. They must not waver. They must not be captured if there is something like captured. If you want state capture, commission, wait for the commission. Don't preempt. Don't use parliament to hide things. Wait for the commission to come. Because the commission, you know, when they attack us, SANC government, they look at some few black people, this one, they are not saying these white companies are continuing to do business and they don't follow any tender procedure, procurement procedure throughout the country. I'm sure it's white companies who are dealing with lifts, as an example. Lifts in hospital, lifts in government buildings. They fix them every week. When is this procurement coming to them? Because since we took over power, there's never been a tender of new lifts. There's never been a tender of maintenance of lifts. White suburbs are still white suburbs. When you build houses, you build them outside town, out in the outskirts of the townships. This is the time for you not to be apologetic. After 20 December 1620. You don't have to be apologetic. We are confident as a province. Don't Don't listen to noises. Don't listen to noises. We are leadership, we have been there. We are confident. As Martin Luther said, we shall overcome. We shall overcome. And there will be radical economic transformation in this country. That will be the beginning of dealing. And when we talk about inclusive growth, because we are ANC, we are not saying whites will never benefit in the economy of South Africa. The Freedom Charter is very clear in Afrikaans. The Vryheid Manifest, 1955. It's very clear. Die rykdom van die land moet deur mense verdeel. Die rykdom, ook jy bile van die rykdom, monotho. Monotho. Moruo wana, die rykdom van die land. The wealth of the country must be shared by the people of this country. And nalwena bakhale tswana le nalwena la baka urata la baka umasaja la baka ureka, you are still on your own. Black man, you are still uprapwatiless. Ukolata koloi, you own a house. Ukolata ntlo. Yeah, man, Lydia does how the quarantine, Lydia, Sutuza, what do you call it? Markhams. Ukolata school fees. And you want to tell us that we have never given you anything when we have given your children at school no fee schools. When we have given your children food at school, when we are giving your children free transport, these things are not the benefits. And that's why white compatriots in South Africa will say the ANC has not done anything, because they don't know these things. Their children have never walked miles and kilometers on road, on foot. They've never. Me and you, we have used bucket system. They can't talk today as if they can eradicate the buckets which they have created. These buckets, they can't blame us. They were refusing to give our people land. If you come to my town here today, you have Winnie, you have Mandela, you have Sisulu, you have Skonkenville, you have Tambo. All these areas were not there. This town Tumalo was this small. The administrator of Parys Council and of Tumalo was a man who standard 2. A man who standard 2. What was his name? Olafir. Olafir, who standard 2, was an administrator of the Bantu local authority. We were graduates. That man with standard 2, we are reporting to him, Olafir. And that's why we rise. That's why we rise. Even if we're the public servants, comrades, within the public servants, it's just that we don't do this. We don't tell people how many wives don't have matric, but we find them at these most high positions. It is time. It is time to talk about them and show you. And we never dealt with them. Today, black people are more educated. And about You have employed an HOD who does not earn a fee. A person with no degree or master's or doctorate, or Dr. Malagwan, or Advocate Malagwan, Mr. Tabet, highly educated. But these guys, who are these guys? We are employing incompetent people. Dr. Morus, CEO of Blue Motor. What you know, they are incompetent. Incompetent of what? Because we found this thing here. This is a big thing. They have caused a mess. We are undoing the mess which we found when we came into government. And that mess will take us years to undo. No, when we take over in every ward, we'll have a 24-hour clinic. Where? That thing can only be done by us who understand government. And that's why we have a 24-hour clinic in Zamdela and Batu. It's there in Batu and in Zamdela, and we are coming to Springfontein. 24-hour clinic. Because they have never gone to clinics. They have always been looked by our moms. My mother was a domestic worker in Sasso. He was carrying this baby all the time. Amageya and this Kadi van die Berge Besbeskit. Tula. Bana ba tutula ki bana ke rona. Now they want to tell us that we must forget about this past. We can't. We are correcting the past. And as we correct the past, comrade, I think we are fixing our things. And it will take us years. And you must give our people hope. Once you lose hope, there is no ANC, there is no life. And it must start with us. Hashtag. It starts with me. A leader must not complain. A leader must not complain. A leader must say, we have not done this. He must not say, no, it's Ramukhwase. I must take full responsibility. And that's what they call leadership. No, no. It must start with you and it must end with you. And you must delegate. So, comrades, I can conclude. You, the Free State, you don't know this. You are one of the most powerful provinces in South Africa. Le santse le na le politiki, tšhelete e so le reke. They are fighting you because money has not yet changed your minds. Look at those people who are angry. Who are they? Who are they? How have they benefited from the movement? Why are they angry? Well, now who have not even got employed, you are still toiling. You are still unemployed. You are still a volunteer of the ANC. You even work harder than the leaders. You are the ones who are putting placards. When we go to the votes, you eat and you toil the streets without food. Let somebody threaten a volunteer. And you are still not angry against the African National Congress. Especially those who have benefited from the ANC government and its achievements. No. Or you get the Araso and gets the next. Umoza Ndroya are Gidulamo. Or we are Ufumana Miriana Mahalare. Or Ufumana Grandare. Or Wabana ANC. Or ANC. ANC Toti. Isa Banadikolo. Iba Isa University. That's why at the conference we must support, and I think we have supported this thing, free education. We have supported it. We must find money for it. It's based on merit. As if free education, if you work for it. You go to school, you pass. In any condition, you can go to Cuba. Even in Cuba, free education. What it's all about is based on merit. And that's why you can't go here. You better go to TVET. Because a plumber today will earn more than a doctor. An electrician today will earn more than a lawyer. With standard 10, you can go to an FET college and you can come out there a better person. Fully better person. So, about our rule, no comrade. No maganjani. Don't, in the apartheid times, there were people we called Asian provocateurs. Ba provoke abana motholile machimani. Kante mahwa murekile ba meile ka pele. O isana dithuye mane. Honorary, you must conduct the march in a disciplined way. This one in front is so ill-disciplined. That's not the leadership we want of the ANC. We want a respectful leadership. We want a disciplined leadership. We want the leadership which can talk to people. We want leadership accepting a mistake. Habu boy haul ribatu. Ba ruaka ba etsa ba ruaka ke tswaeng ke tsuleng also bone ke tsule anything. La di bala di social media ge. I was so responding to tlhapanya nei wa. Why? I'm a leader. I'm a leader. I'm not a member. I'm not a supporter. Mine is to grow and educate. And in this PC, inclusive of Manyoni was there on Monday in the PC when we took a decision that the conference is continuing. It's in the minutes. No, he was there. He's the deputy chair. He has been attending our meetings. This man and this one is popular. There's no popular person here. The time when there's no ANC and the ANC is out of you are nothing. When I'm no more chairperson of the ANC, I won't be interviewed by the radio. There won't be a television which interview me. My position comes with privileges. I'm interviewed by radio, I'm interviewed by television. South Africans are watching at me. You don't have that. Just remove me from the ANC, even if I'm not a leader. I'm nothing. Utoba of the ANC. It's very cold out there. It's very cold. But Rona, unity is sacrosanct. I am meeting everybody, comrades. We are meeting everybody who you see in the media fighting us. We are meeting them. We have lovely discussions because this is not my organization. Your organization. It is our organization, the people's movement. We used to see Satabenu because how's I treat this like a people's movement? You are going to erode the base of the African National Congress. Mamela Wanesurana Khaizeti. Leader ANC ka boikokobetso ka hlompho ha o tswe next wena CR Luena NDZ, you belong to this province called Free State. This is a Free State, the foundation of unity. This is where the ANC was born. Persuade one another and find a common position. And when we go to national conference, we will engage other provinces. We are not robots, we are not rigid. We are engaged and we are persuaded, and when it makes sense, we'll support you. When we go to conference, we are free state. We are free state. We will be sleeping together. We will be in the bus together. We will be talking together. There shouldn't be anybody who's excluded. Because under interact alibatu, babamba hubisitswe an individual leader. Leader ala hubisitsa wa hubiswa ke ANC. If you go hubisitsa as Magashule. Sky betseletsa ANC. Mamela collective ere. Your vote is secret. You have a right to your vote. We won't force you to vote anybody. I'm sure out of the PGC, we have put our position, and it's a well-known position. NDZ. We will convince you, because it is not my position. This PGC engaged, it has different views, it engages branches, it engages regions, and we have different views. We did not want that top 6 as we have nominated. And we're saying to Gauteng, Mpumalanga, Northwest, let's engage until Gauteng went out of our discussion and pronounced. And we said, what is the reason to further pursue people who have concluded and who have rigid views? And that's why we have actually done what we have done. That's why we have nominated in some positions this person and this person in one position. Comrade Nomvula, Comrade Maiti. That's why branches have nominated that way. That's why branches have nominated Comrade Nati and Comrade Guaremantashe National Chair. Because we gave branches the right to engage. So when you have different views, it's a strength. And I wish we can repair our relationship, not in the streets, in the meeting with our alliance, especially the party, so that people must not claim easy victories. It's COSATU which persuaded the African National Congress to reinstate the workers of Manga of Metsimahoro. And as we discuss with all structures. But at the forefront, it is SAMU because it is representing directly the interest of the municipal workers. And those comrades who have differed with them a million times, we are not friends. But where we agreed, they will say, here we agree, let's push and move forward. COSATU is not a darling. They have differed with us. They have pronounced Cyril. And we said, no, it's your right. But we said, maybe in future, we can also determine your leadership. Because if you want us to determine your leadership, it means we can go to the members of the ANC, who are members of NEHAU, who are members of SAMU, who are members of SATU, and I can tell you, comrades, if I go to those members of the ANC anywhere, and I say this is the line of the ANC, forget about the union for now. Yes, as things will turn around. Things will turn around. You think municipal workers here in Mwate, who the ANC employed from 1994, will turn against the ANC? No, man. Please, man, they will never do that. It's because we understand the organic relationship between COSATU and us. We are not friends, we differ. They have differed with us. And we have taken independent positions. But we have never fought, comrades. We have never fought. Even the howling of the president there in Bloemfontein, that thing was planned. It was never planned by the ANC. It was never planned by, and we have never blamed COSATU for planning it. Because Asian provocateurs will always occupy our space and pretend as if they are the most radical and militant. Radical about militant. I don't know when things are okay. Militant, powerful guy. Mutwasale as address my branch, as addresses the child. When his conference, you appear before the public, you go and address a mass meeting, and we have folded our arms because we have done our work. We have addressed these masses all the years, all the time. Campaign. Have you seen me campaigning? Have you seen me campaigning? Because if I can campaign, hauna mutu mus. Hauna mutu. Or the media, contest in the Free State. What contest? I'm sure they'll see today. You must open this film. There's no contest here. Don't prop up people, man. There's no contest. There's no contest. This leadership here, I'm definitely sure, as nominated by branches, it will come uncontested. This leadership here. Well, contest. Manuani Mahashude contesting. Manuani has a right to contest. He has a right. Mahashude has a right to be, if nominated and accept, to contest. You have never seen me going out and saying, comrades, I want to be chairperson, please nominate me. I've never done that. I've never gone to any branch and said, please nominate Ace Mahashude. I've never done that. In fact, I've said that I can't even go to branches when they do nominations. The PC go ahead. So I've never gone to even one single branch except my branch. And when they twist in my own town, they say Mahashude, where he comes from, the branches. There are 8 branches in my township. All the branches, NDZ. All. This is my town where I was born. When they twisted, but he lost the vote in his own town. Kanjani madod. Abarevi, Kanjani. Yeah, I'm born and bred here. I've struggled here. I've struggled in Gauteng. I've worked with the likes of Comrade Mandla in the UDF. I know Tembisa, I know Shawel, I know every township. I know Gauteng, I know even better than Free State. I can tell you from each and every corner. So please, man, don't prop up people who don't matter. Don't matter. Don't make them big. And they feel like giants. Because if you're a giant, you won't go to court. You won't go to court if you're a giant. And there are no giants and dwarfs here. There are no winners and losers here. But this is the conference. And this conference will reflect our national conference in conclusion. On a t-shirt, yeah, NDZ. On a t-shirt, yeah, CR. Well, Gwademantasha, you did not nominate him. GM, General Motors, 17. Get no comrade SG. Linda Nenga Ikenela presidential race here. Angebegitsuile Moon, Nangebegitsuile Moon. AM17, Gebegitsuile Moon. AM17. Ah, negilo kwa la baba ngata mo AM17. So ambitions, Idiabolaya, man. Wait for your time. Me, I've served the ANC with humility. It was a privilege, comrades, to be the chairperson of the ANC in this province. It was a privilege. And I've been elected in conferences of the ANC. I've been elected. And I've always been led. Comrade Tate was my branch chairperson. That's one of the people who know and understand the struggle. We have always been led. I led after them, and I led them. And Tate was one of the officials of the ANC. And I also checked the ANC because I was a treasurer of the province, treasurer of the region. And he has been a leader from 1992, even before me, in the PC. Just that he's not a chairperson. And you don't see him as traditional leader. You only see me as traditional leader. You don't see Ngangeli's as traditional leader. You don't see Khalip as traditional leader. You don't see Blade Nzimande as traditional leader. He's elected, just like me. Blade. He has been elected in the party all the years, 18 years, another 5 years or whatever years. When is Blade, and when he says Magashule is traditional leader, I'm elected. So we have no issue against the party. In fact, the party, we must work together. It's not your party only, it's our party. Like you say, it's not your ANC. That party is not your party, it's our party. You must defend it. You must also defend the ANC. We'll defend the ANC. We'll defend the party. We'll defend COSATU. We'll defend SANCO. It's our organ of rudimentary people's organ. It's our organ. SANCO did not just emerge. Did not just emerge. The SANCO comrades are ANC comrades. It aligns itself with the ANC. It's not a resident association. It's not. So, Lutlila Bana Liditsebe. Those who can hear. Apartheid.
It seems like we're losing our feed there. That was the ANC chairperson in the Free State, Ace Magashule, addressing the delegates at the provincial conference. We're now going to go back there. It seems like our visuals are back.
Apartheid, umzulu, umxhosa, msuthu, hlanganani, umzulu, umxhosa, msuthu. Amandla. Reiterate, comrades. So that Lusana we are caught. Uboli on record. And our conference is on record. We are videotaping this conference until the end. We will use our video in a court of law. In case we have taken to court, you must not edit it. We have rerun the... Remember, people said we don't want to get out as leadership. We said no, man, and they challenged us in court. We said no, we want to go to conference. And there was a court order, go to conference. Our conference, no offense, we are not done prop. Now we are ready to go to conference. So everyone, quarter 1, 2, 3, go to conference. After the conference, by a court. Nalatamela conference, Kabo May, June, Yarukopa National Head Office. Or a Linganyo, because your audit is going to happen simultaneously with National Conference audit. Kaharu not respect that the highest decision-making body in between national conferences, which is the National Executive Committee, we have never refused. Because there is no. So they took us to court. The court said we must rerun 29 branches. We have complied with the court order. There are already 29 branches. But rirani agire bulela jena bommele bontate. Agire una le mabranch ya re riranile 7 times. 8 times. And when the deadline came to a close, those branches throughout the country agire hadia bulelwa agire. So rirani ha bulelo re era mogase ha le shota ka mane. Hale arana. Una le ngwe re ranile ga ke se ke what mama re ranile 3 times. E hana ka khora. Because bana ba ile ngkhoto a ke re ba intseng. Ba tseba ya khorama ha batli. So we have done what the court wanted us to do. Wonderful, comrades of the branches, wonderful. So we have done everything in accordance with the ANC constitution. The dispute committee led by Comrade Dr. Kwele has listened to all the disputes in the Free State together with a team of NEC members, which were spread across South Africa in all provinces. They have dealt with every dispute. They have reported to Secretary General and the National Executive Committee. We are fine. Sinje. Sinje. So Haribati, nobody here on record, nobody here should risk. Abatla gets a delegate when he's not a delegate. Don't do that, please. Don't replace somebody who was a delegate. We have checked that as they deal with issues. This one was the person. Don't replace. Don't play sick. If you are a delegate, you remain a delegate of the province. If you are not the delegate of national, don't even try and go to national. We are at Nasrek as Ferda. As Fer. From Kharib to Nasrek. So there is no accommodations. Stay at home, watch the conference from the television. Just pray hard and say, mighty God, ensure that there is discipline and cohesion at that conference. And teach your members, the Free State delegation must behave proper. You are going to be provoked. Don't drink and disappoint us. Rukinya besi. Arukinya besi rebata treni aufinya. That's what we did in 1992, 1991 at the National Conference in Durban. And we took one of our leaders, in Kalib, Comrade Masoka, Socks. Ayenze ntwanyana ngeke ka expert kena koloi khutala Free State. That will be the case if you are not going to well behave and you come from our province. We just take you and say, please go away. Because you can't stop the national conference. It's not a conference of the ANC Free State. And I'm sure comrades will conduct this conference with dignity. I want to order more. Order Free State. There is order and discipline in this province. And as a order force we talk to one another, we differ. Rafreya nagere. Wane suhle. It's what a hand. No, we have to propose these people. Don't go to court, man. Come. Hey, man, don't contest if you want us to push you. Because what's about push it? No, but they are leaders we have pushed. And they think that they are leaders because it was on their own. We have pushed leaders here when you branches did not want them. We said, please, man, for the sake of consensus, Kenya mutako na man. Agerienzi. Mataka au mulwa mukokotlo. Motori no, you know, ANC. Uyitsiba bitiri jwa muna fihla mawam. Uyitsiba jwa. So kama ntswana comrades. Kirelibeli conference emunati. You must not fear to engage. There are not enemies in this family. We might have different views, divergent views. We are still comrades. What makes us to be ANC members is because we have different views, but we engage. So feel free. Talk your mind, but talk your mind with respect. How chisokwati? Don't. One thing you must never do. One thing you must never do. Mob psychology. Don't howl a person. More so when that person is a leader. It doesn't matter ki leader ya e. Don't do that. It bonds your understanding of the ANC. Because unali a different view. Amutware hauna white monopoly capital wa mahaula. Engage and convince the person that in South Africa the reality today. Hauna black monopoly capital. Ayo. The reality comrade ayo. In the South Africa today is white monopoly capital. Monopoly capital and it's where it's white. It's white. And it has been there for years. And is dominated by white male. White male. Wana imo. How about this Marxism, Leninism? How about this science? The wealth of South Africa is in the hands of the few. Baritibela media space, Baritibela Haruna mix. How about the competition in the media? But the apartheid government, the National Party, Marita is here, Volksblad, the newspaper in the Free State, was formed by National Party. It was resourced by the national government of the National Party. And today is a paper. Lunala Sama Fanda Bu New Age. Let's have our community newspapers. What's man? What are you afraid of? Support our community radios. Support our commercial radios. Support progressive papers. Don't retreat, man. Advance. Don't retreat, man. No more steps backwards. Forward forever. Backwards never. Abarisibe. Hela yalo.
That was ANC chairperson in the Free State, Ace Magashule, closing off his address to delegates at the provincial conference. He had a lot to say there, touching on monopoly capital. That was a lot. After a very long day, he touched on a few things and basically reiterating where they as a province stand ahead of the National Electoral Conference taking place from next week. I'm back with more news in a moment. Don't go anywhere.